Hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 30th of July, 2:25. It's currently 9:30 a.m. on the West Coast, 11:30 a.m. on the East Coast. But remember, this is never financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is simply a video blog on how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. Going to crank through it, guys. I've got to get off to do some stuff today. But the All Ords is just really just cruising sideways. We're just like in a really strong uptrend, and now we're just cruising sideways, right? The big miners having to breathe up, a bit of a sell-off, a bit of a breather. They kind of need it, right? You know, I know IGO's down big today, and but a lot of these miners, you know, if you look at MIN, these guys they've had a big rally and they just need some basing time. Okay, now one of the stocks we talked about last week, CAT, broke out. Let's see how we go over the next few weeks. I had a loser in YUMCA. Had this huge win back here and then two small losses, so that's the way it goes. Anyway, in here, out, below the day of the breakout, so then bang, normal spot, and so quick loss on that. Glad I didn't have a wider stop because obviously it just looks like it's going to keep going, but anyway. Who knows? Who the hell knows? So stopped out of that one, and CAT. So let's see on the new stuff. Now, just quickly, let's look at some new trades. And I've been, everyone's kind of looking at this. I think it's been posted on the forum. It's been posted on X, and but if we just look at what's happening, obviously big rally off the 200-day into resistance. Okay, pull back into the same resistance, pull back into the same resistance, pull back. Base in up here, rejected from pretty much that same resistance. So we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of, if you want to call it, tests of that resistance. And so that, it's easy to call that obviously an ascending triangle, right? It's got all the hallmarks of it. And it's got VCPs. So it's got, this low's, higher than this low. And now this low is higher than this low. And then it's contracting, okay? And so, on a break, if you look on a weekly chart, it's really nice. Okay, that's pretty much perfect for a weekly chart. Just 12 weeks or whatever of just incredible tight action there. And so CPU is just one of those ones that got the order sitting there waiting, and we'll see what happens. Now, I just want to talk about email because it's pretty interesting. Like, this is very volatile, this stock, but it can move when it wants. Big resistance up here. Okay, this overhead supply, if you extend it. And so it could rally into that and then have some vicious pullbacks, or more not. Anything can happen with this bloody thing. And so, but it's just contracting in this big pattern. You could call kind of this, it's in a stage 2 advance now. It's like this kind of cross between that and the one massive base that's back here, but it has been going up quite a lot. And it's just, but that's a significant base. So, I don't know probably not going to trade this one, but it's like, if you take that resistance break, just be wary of the overhead supply. But then again, nothing's without risk. And that's a pretty nice looking contraction pattern, right? Little tiddler like 30-year liquid SPD on the ASX, obviously, is just kind of forming. This came up in Dava scans and big volume here on these rallies, another big volume, and then got a lot of volume dry up, and really a liquid stock, but very clear what's going on. With the resistance here at 70. And so I guess for small accounts, it's going to be hard to get a fill, especially now that there's going to be bloody pro trader members trying to compete with it. But but I won't be one of them, because it's just a bit thin, if you look at the volume, but it's a nice pattern, hey, so it's one to just watch for interest's sake. I am watching, one second, I've stuffed the code up, this OML on the ASX, it's just, it's got, once again, if you look bigger term view, got big overhead supply here, right, and his chance is going to rally into that and falter, but then really clear kind of resistance, it's a weekly chart, it's a daily chart, it's just basing away there and tightening. I just keep looking at it every day and think, shit, if that keeps tightening and tightening, like if you look at what's happening with its Bollinger Bands and stuff. It's like, I love a good, Bollinger Band squeeze. And when those Bollinger Band squeeze get ridiculous, then it's pretty cool. Another indicator to look at that, like if you want another way to kind of another angle is, the Bollinger Band widths, BBW, right? And it just drops super low, obviously, during times of low volatility where there's massive contraction. So, I mean, you don't need that indicator to know that this is contracting, right? But, it's kind of, you can have it if you want. Now, what else? MPW hasn't broken out. Talked about it last week. Let's just get rid of all this crap from our charts again. Let's even get rid of that, hey. And let's get rid of the support. It just lingering, right? It's got markets lingering sideways. The big resource stocks need a bit of a break, and the overall market could do with a chill. And and then this one's just chilling. So let's see once that if the market turns back up and starts rallying again. Let's see if this can rally hard and some volume can come into it and some liquidity so I can be confident to get in and out of that. I love this uptrend here, hey, just so nice, right? I love all these green candles and kind of the lockout rally and then the base and the tightening here. So anyway, that's another one to watch. And then back, dare I say it, I know that Zips had a big run already from these lows. Obviously, we have talked about it. I have traded a few times, haven't really been, sitting in this and done really well as an investor or anything on it. And it's coming up in data scans. I just think, it's interesting. It's got big resistance up here though, but it's coming up in little data scans, here, right? It's one I've got an eye on. Been looking at Square or Block or the new Afterpay guys who bought Afterpay, and it's been pretty strong lately, and that sector that is doing pretty well again. And SIP's just one of those ones that once it really gets going, it will go a lot higher than anyone thinks, and yeah, just not going to sleep on it. And if it gives a nice signal, I'll keep my stop tight and stuff, and like always. But yeah, probably jump in it. All right, that's it. Cheers. Catch up.